Today's episode is 13 Steps to Become a Market Leader. Welcome to the Beau Leadership Group podcast, where data meets discernment and strategy meets soul. I'm Beaulaurier, and today's topic is one of the biggest blind spots I see with politicians and startups and corporate product teams. They don't know how many people even know they exist. I see this with entrepreneurs, product managers, and increasingly, again, I see it with politicians. I believe this is partly because of what social media has done to us in terms of you get this false sense of winning, even though half of your followers do not even speak your language. They're not even in the same country or the same market for your product. Those with negative feedback, they aren't even tuning into your channel anymore. Sometimes someone gives you likes. That does not necessarily mean they're going to buy, which rhymes with yikes. What percent of the people in your market are even aware of you? Do they think of you top of mind? Top of mind is actually a marketing science term, and we're going to teach you some marketing science today. 13 steps to market leadership. Being a market leader starts by being an awareness leader. Leading markets isn't just about features or pricing. It's about values, visibility, and creating a culture of ethical leadership that can weather those storms and misperceptions. An easy mistake to make for young entrepreneurs or politicians is to assume that people do not care about your integrity and fidelity. Integrity and fidelity help build trust, and trust, along with pride, are the two biggest emotional triggers on why people buy your product or your brand. So, question: what do you most get wrong? Here's a hard truth. I've seen entrepreneurs and executives spend millions building features that the market has never heard of before. Or worse, they build something very powerful and good, but market it to too few people or the wrong audience entirely. If I ask someone in your market, name the first brand that comes to mind in your space, would they say it's you? That's what we market researchers called unaided awareness, when someone names your brand without being prompted. In terms of brands that I've worked with, think Freightliner, think Nike HP, think Microsoft and Amazon. All leaders all have intense awareness where you probably even bring up a product or two to mind. I just gave you the brand names. Positioning in leadership is the next level, and that would be fun. Maybe we should do an episode on that. First comes brand awareness. You want to become the first brand that comes to mind. First step is becoming the brand they trust. Let's define what market research or marketing science tells us, because there are defining dimensions of awareness to understand with your brand. Unaided awareness, we've already mentioned, your brand comes to mind without being prompted at all. Aided awareness is another dimension where people recognize your brand, but they have to be prompted or see a list. Top of mind awareness is you're the first name that they say. Consideration, you're one of the few brands they consider. Preference, they choose you given the option. Usage, they actually buy from you, and it all starts with awareness. You can't dominate market share until you dominate mind share. You cannot dominate mind share without leadership, until you lead with clarity, consistency, culture. So why do so few companies get this right? Because they assume that awareness instead of measuring it. Some leaders trust their teams and marketing executives when they say words like, everybody loves us, and everybody wants this product, or everybody wants it. But the price is too high, they say, so they lower the price without having real data. The leader should ask, can you please give me some supporting data for this, since all of our careers depend on getting our marketing and communications correct is a career move. Many leaders obsess on what they do internally without asking, what does the customer the external think. This is similar to when engineers don't think their product is too technical because the engineers they work with understand what mode buttons mean and what 72 buttons on the remote do. All 72. 72 buttons on the remote is fine, right? No. My mom is a physics major and smart lady, but if there's more than 3 buttons on it, she wants me to masking tape over the other ones so she knows which ones to use, even though she can type 110 words per minute and understand everything on a keyboard. Question. There's an ethical advantage. Yes, there is. Here's where it gets deeper in marketing. When you finally do become an awareness leader, your values are now under the spotlight. If you become well-known, but aren't known for something good, create a PR time bomb. Tick, 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 boom. That's why ethical behavior is not just a moral responsibility. It's a strategic advantage. 2 legendary brands that illustrate this with legendary awareness. Take Nordstrom, a leader in high-touch customer service with an excellent return policy, or Les Schwab. Les Schwab tires, where employees run out to your car and they want to help you right away, and their products are guaranteed. These companies have brand equity built on their behavior and their downstream customer service. So when something goes wrong, and it will likely go wrong at some point, that behavior becomes a trust reserve. If you're the public relations professional, like an APR, PRSA certified pro, you know that treating your team and customers correctly, treating them right, is an insurance policy against reputation damage, online complaints, or even resentment over the executive's salary and compensation. Don't be that company that isn't going a little bit further, that doesn't provide extra value, because it makes you precarious. When something, say a tariff, hits you, doing the right thing can actually save millions in public relation and legal fees. You can't fake values, but you can live them. And when you do, the market remembers. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the 13 steps to becoming a market leader. First is becoming an awareness leader and doing it ethically. 1, measure awareness. Don't assume it. Run unaided and aided awareness surveys at least yearly. Many companies look at this monthly and also do a communications tracker to track and spot potential problems before they become problematic. 2, know your market. Know your market leader's score. Benchmark yourself against the competition and top of mind brand. Who is the top of mind brand? If you can't be the leader, be second best. In fact, this is really great sales language. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Prospect, I understand you are with the leader now, but please keep us in mind in case the leader's unavailable or has high tariffs or something. 3, define the category you want to own. Are you the fastest, most ethical, most innovative? What dimensions can you own in the category, in the marketplace? And unify your teams on this. 4, craft category entry points. Understand when, where, and why people look for brands just like yours. Why are people looking for brands like yours? Put yourself in the correct channels. 5, lead internally first. Your team's belief becomes your brand's signal. Do not assume because you have said it a million times that your team gets it. 6, simplify your message. Say one thing clearly, consistently, and constantly. I call this the 3 C's of branding. Clarify, consistency, and constancy. Note that if your messaging is not simple, it will not cut through the market noise, even with consistency and constancy. And that makes market waste in terms of the dollars you spend marketing. 7, build reputation through values. Hire with integrity and treat customers like partners. Value everybody. 8, create customer advocacy. Make your customers feel seen, respected, and proud to refer you. Referrals matter. Repeat business matters. That word of mouth really matters. 9, be visible where it matters. Fish where the fish are, and in their inbox and their platforms, and at their events. 10, establish yourself through thought leader expertise. Speak right, share data, build authority, build value. Even when people Know you cost more than a competitor. They'll buy from you because you explain things or help them more. 11, use your share of voice as a key metric. Are you being mentioned, shared, and quoted in your field? 12, own a response plan for crises. Ethics plus trust equals better bounce back from inevitable problems or issues that might come up. 13, monitor and adapt quarterly. Awareness and market conditions shift. Adjust faster than your competition. This does not mean changing your brand, tagline, or brand colors. Too many new marketing folks, say the new VP who just came in, they want to make their mark and change the mark, and they can erode branding and trust. Resist changes to your brand, logos, and colors through it all because somebody just wants to change it and make it fresh or new. Just making things fresh or new doesn't translate to new sales. In fact, it can dilute your brand. If you worked hard for that brand equity, keep it. And read the book by David Acker on brand equity. David Acker, A-A-K-E-R. You want to break through that noise and win by being a brand that leads and wins. But market leadership is not just about being seen, it's about being respected. The science shows us how to measure awareness. The culture shows us how to earn it. And our values show us how to keep it when the pressure's on. And don't forget to get some testimonials from your customers. That's another way that you can build across all 13 of these areas. You don't need to be the loudest. You need to be the most trusted. You don't need to win every sale. You need to win the customer's belief that you're their brand. Just like those who drink Coke, even though Pepsi wins taste tests, you don't need to lead the market in ads. You need to lead it in awareness and ethics. If you want to assess your current brand awareness or set up a communications tracker or learn how you could be leading your market research and how you could build your brand and awareness, head over to beauleadershipgroup.com. That's B-E-A-U leadershipgroup.com. Let's close this with some biblical wisdom that Solomon in Proverbs gave us. I love those who love me and those who seek me. With me are riches and honor, enduring wealth and prosperity. Leadership begins with awareness, and awareness begins with wisdom. So may you boldly measure your markets wisely and always walk in the path of fidelity and integrity. Empower your leadership, elevate your brand image with God in mind. Make it a great week. Thank you for tuning in.